My boarding school in Nigeria, there was a girl that I had no idea that she had the sickle cell disease. She was so beautiful, so young. I mean, we were all like little and like, we were all petite, so like you couldn't really tell. But there was this rumor that there was this little girl, she's always getting sick. She always wears the wrong sweater. She has to wear a bigger sweater so she doesn't follow the uniform, the uniform, and she, just gets sick and feels like her parents can just come and get her. So we were not even made aware that she had sickle cell disease. And one day in the dormitory, and it's like, think of boarding school in Africa, like you don't go home for 9 months of the 12 months of the year. Like you are in that box sense. You don't see your family. They come visit you once a month shift. And we had this girl, she was probably 11, 12 in school, and she had a crisis like one night, but they didn't take her so seriously till like she was screaming on top of her voice to the point where we had to call security. And we were just like, we don't know what's going on, but she needs to be taken to the hospital. The next morning, they said in the assembly that she passed. I saw her the day before she left. Like, we chatted, we said hi. Like, she looked like she wasn't looking great, but that says the whole, nobody believes you. You don't want to show the pain you're going through. You just suck it all up, right? And that was what she was going through the day before. I saw her, I spoke to her, and I wasn't in the same dorm as her. All I heard was that a bus came to her dorm and picked her up and took her to the hospital, and the next morning she was announced dead. And the thing shook us so much that we demanded to know exactly what was wrong with her, right? And then we found out she had sickle cell disease. And so people started to say, you should never bring somebody like that to a boarding school with zero care, zero awareness. Like, and imagine boarding school with bullies. I'm sure she was bullied, like by seniors, by, maybe just how she looked and how she acted. And she was always stigmatized because she was like an oddball out, you know what I mean? Because she didn't engage in every single activity. And that is literally the definition of how Africans have approached this to people going through it. We are ignorant. It's sad to say, but we are selfish, right? It's like we are not taking that time to care and be empathetic and learn about somebody else's struggle so that we can support them in that time of need. Imagine if we were aware, if the students were aware, people would have called hours, maybe a day before when maybe the first person noticed it, right? But people were just moving on along their day and just assuming that she's going to be fine because she always gets better and move on. And so it just speaks to how we need to do better as people. Like we don't have to wait till like a traumatizing event happens to one of us or to someone close to us before we start to take action.